election to come, you never know.
Keep thinking the tide will take me out.
Come on down.
Okay, well, let's call to order the November the 12th regular board meeting. And we'll now all rise for the invocation by Alderman Barnhill, and following that, I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. So, Alderman Barnhill.
Would you bow with me? Heavenly Father, we come to you in prayer. Thank you for this country and this nation and for the holiday that we just celebrated. We know that there are many veterans and their families who are separated, and the veterans and the people who serve in the armed forces protecting the freedoms that we cherish so much and we greatly appreciate. We ask your blessings upon them. We ask your blessings upon us as we make decisions that ultimately affect the direction in which the city of Franklin will go. Give us spiritual wisdom and guidance. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 4 on the agenda has to do with grievances or statements from citizens for items that are not on the agenda. Does anyone want to address this body? Seeing none, we'll move on to number 5, communication from Williamson County Mayor and Williamson County Commission. I see no one here to make comments. We'll move on to item 6, which is approval of minutes of September 24th, 2013 work session, September 24th, 2013 Board of Mayor and Alderman, October the 8th, 2013 work session, and October the 8th, 2013 Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting.
Move for approval.
Appropriate motion by Alderman Peterson and second by Alderman Berger. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Let the record show that it passed unanimously. Tonight, I'm going to step down to the podium for a presentation to the Board of Mayor and Alderman by the Franklin Transit Authority and the Girl Scouts Council of Middle Tennessee. And it's your show.
It's all right.
I'm just coming down to join you.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. My name is Preston Elliott. I serve as the chairman of the Franklin Transit Authority. And I'm very excited to present a patch that we've been working on with the Girl Scouts of Middle Tennessee. And if you haven't noticed, we have quite a group and quite a showing here. And I'd like to just, I guess at this point, one comment. It's the first transportation patch in Tennessee, so we're very excited to have this opportunity to participate with the Girl Scouts.
Great, thank you. Mayor and Alderman, first of all, I'd like to...
You are.
Yes, I'm Eugenia Clark. I'm the president and the CEO for the Girl Scouts of Middle Tennessee, and indeed it is an honor as a resident of Williamson County, as a former resident of Franklin, and as a frequent visitor of Main Street, to be here with you all this afternoon along with all of our Girl Scouts. This is indeed an honor because this is the first patch that's dedicated to transportation that's been developed in conjunction with the city of Franklin. This is an impactful project. The girls will have to earn this patch, and it's age appropriate for the various levels that the girls will be earning this particular transportation patch. We're excited that we could be here to make this presentation, and thank you for the time and the opportunity.
You want to invite the Scouts up?
Yeah, we would love to.
Yes, please.
Girls? And these are all Girl Scouts from Franklin and Williamson County.
Wonderful. So we'll do it.
In front of the podium.
Try to
Okay.
see if we can't get in front of the podium.
And this is the wonderful...
Okay, tall people in the back.
There you go.
We can't see Eugenia. She's back there. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, ladies, for being Can you hone in on this?
There you go. They're all leaving.
Got it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're out of here. They are out of here.
Thank you.
Okay, see all the excitement.
Well, this is very special because it was brought to us in great secrecy, and we didn't know what the presentation was going to be. And we appreciate the patch and what that's going to mean for scouting, and also the importance that we've placed on transit and transportation in the city of Franklin. So,
Mayor, we've still got some Boy Scouts here. We really need to welcome them too.
I'd love to welcome them. Say which troop you're from, and
We're with Cub Scout Pack 188 out of Moore Elementary School, and our entire den is actually from Liberty Elementary School, and we're the Weeblo Pack.
we'll stand up and be recognized. You guys are on television. Smile. There you go.
Work on a patch.
Now it's time for miscellaneous reports. Are there any miscellaneous reports? Mr. Stuckey?
I do have one in terms of a schedule that I want to make folks aware of. Tomorrow evening in this room at 6 o'clock will be a public workshop related to the Harpeth River feasibility study. This is a joint effort with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, along with the City of Franklin, the City of Brentwood, Williamson County, and Metro Nashville, Davidson County. So we're all working together on that, and that will take place in this room from 6 to 8. It's one of two public workshops. So add
Thank
that to
you.
your calendar.
Okay, item number 9, acknowledgement, the receipt of Williamson County Election Commission Report 2013 City of Franklin Municipal Elections. Do you have that report, Mr. Stuckey?
It's my honor to provide it to you. This comes from the Williamson County Board of Elections, and just want to report on the Ward Alderman election held October 22nd, 2013, for 4-year terms in the 4 wards within the city of Franklin. There were 914 votes cast. 531 of them were cast on Election Day, 367 early voting, and 16 were absentee. Within Ward 1, Beverly Berger received 391 votes. Jeff Walker received 210. Ward 2, Dana McClendon received 61 votes. There were 3 write-ins. Ward 3,
Not for me.
Michael Skinner received 78, and there were 8 write-ins. And that's in Ward 3. In Ward 4, Margaret Martin received 126, and there were 36 write-ins. I think a lot of those had something to do with Mac Hatcher.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
But that is the report of the election, and want to congratulate the folks who participated in this process, and we'll move forward with the official components of swearing the folks in.
Well, we're coming to item number 10. We are honored to have the Honorable Judge Robbie Beal with us tonight to do the swearing in, and the first person to be sworn in with her, anybody that wants to stand with her, is Alderman Berger, Ward 1 Alderman. So we're going to do this at the podium.
Why don't y'all come on back through there and stand right here with me. Mayor and Alderman, first of all, let me say thank you. This is an extreme honor for me to be administering the oath to you. I appreciate the service that you all do for the city of Franklin. I know y'all didn't take this job for the money. You are committed to the good of this community. And as a citizen of the city of Franklin, thank y'all very much for your service. And again, one last time, it is an extreme honor to swear each of you in. With that being said, are you ready?
I am.
Raise your right hand for me. I, Beverly Berger,
I, Beverly Berger,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will discharge truly,
that I will discharge truly,
faithfully, civilly,
faithfully, civilly,
and impartially,
and impartially,
without prejudice or favor,
without prejudice or favor,
all the duties of alderman
all the duties of alderman
to which I have been elected.
to which I have been elected.
I will abide by all federal,
I will abide by all federal,
state, and local laws,
state, and local laws,
and serve the citizens of Franklin
and serve the citizens of Franklin
to the best of my skill and
to
ability.
the best of my skill and ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Robbie. I do. I just want to say that my husband is teaching an MBA class tonight. My son that moved here 2 months ago is on business trip. And so my family tonight is my team, the Berger team. And thank you, team, for all your hard work. And I'm so glad you could be here. I know we're missing some, but I'm so glad that y'all could be here. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Next, we have Alderman Dana McClendon, Second Ward Alderman.
Alderman McClendon reminded me that I was on live and to be careful what I said about him. So I will be very careful as he appears in my court. I don't want to do anything here today. You ready?
Sure.
All right. I, Dana McClendon,
I, Dana McClendon,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will discharge truly,
that I will discharge truly,
faithfully, civilly,
faithfully, civilly,
and impartially,
and impartially,
without prejudice or favor,
without prejudice or favor,
all the duties of alderman
all the duties of alderman
to which I have been elected.
to which I have been elected.
I will abide by all federal,
I will abide by all federal,
state, and local laws,
state, and local laws,
and serve the citizens of Franklin
and serve the citizens of Franklin
to the best of my skills and abilities.
to the best of my skills and abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank
Dan.
you. With me tonight is my mother. She tried very hard,
God bless her.
right? My wife, who continues to try for the last 21 years. And this is my younger son, Benjamin, who was not with us, like literally, the first time I got sworn in. His older brother, who's at a concert tonight, was at the time about 15 months old. My dad is either teaching or killing ducks. Which one is it? Teaching. He's teaching, okay. So my dad is teaching tonight, but these are the people I could round up, and thank you for coming.
Great to see your soft side.
That's their sponsor.
And for the TV audience, they're actually going over to sign appropriate documentation. So now we have Michael Skinner, Third Ward Alderman.
Judge, I feel underdressed, at least I'm more tired.
The mayor said I had to wear the whole robe and everything, so I wanted to make sure. You ready? All right, raise your right hand. I, Michael Skinner,
I, Michael Skinner,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will discharge truly,
that I will discharge truly,
faithfully, civilly,
civilly,
and impartially,
and impartially,
without prejudice or favor,
without prejudice or favor,
all the duties of alderman
all the duties of alderman
to which I have been elected.
to which I have been elected.
I will abide by all federal,
I will abide by all federal,
state, and local laws,
state, and local laws,
and serve the citizens of Franklin
and serve the citizens of Franklin
to the very best of my skills and abilities.
to the very best of my skills and abilities.
Congratulations, Mike.
Mike, do you want me to stand with you?
Fallbrook flag.
And now we have Margaret Martin, Fourth Ward Alderman.
Margaret went over and spoke to the Girl Scouts that were here earlier, and someone said, "Oh, look, she's using her teacher voice when she's talking to them." And I said, "That's the way she still talks to me. I don't understand. I don't understand." But you ready? I, Margaret Martin,
I, Margaret Martin,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will discharge truly,
that I will discharge truly,
faithfully, civilly,
faithfully, civilly,
and impartially,
and impartially,
without prejudice or favor,
without prejudice or favor,
all the duties of alderman
all the duties of alderman
to which I have been elected.
to which I have been elected.
I will abide by all federal,
I will abide by all federal,
state, and local laws,
state, and local laws,
and serve the citizens of Franklin
and serve the citizens of Franklin
to the best of my skills and abilities.
to the best of my skills and abilities.
Congratulations
Thank
again.
you.
Judge Beal, we're honored that you were here tonight and appreciate your service to our community, and thank you for performing this important ceremony for us. And I welcome they're not new aldermen, but they're newly elected again aldermen, and congratulations to all of them, and I think a round of applause for all of them is appropriate.
I'm not used to asking permission to be excused, but may or may I be excused?
You may be excused.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge Beal.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Judge.
This item 11 is election of the vice mayor pursuant to the city charter, Article 4, Section 5. Before we start the nomination process, I want to take a moment and express my personal thanks to Vice Mayor McClendon, who's served well this past year. He's had my back, and certainly appreciate your service and your dedication and having served as vice mayor. So,
Well, thank you. I'm glad that you are well.
We all are.
So the floor is now open for nominations.
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Skinner.
I nominate Ann Peterson for vice mayor.
Second.
Appropriate motion, a second. Any other nominations?
I just have a question. Does that mean I go sit down there?
No, you're over here.
No, you have to
You're
go
over
over here.
We need to change it.
Eric comes over here.
But we may rearrange
Yeah.
y'all anyway. We're
Yeah.
going to do a little
That's right.
fruit basket
We may go
turnover.
over there.
Just tell me.
So no other nominations? All in favor of Ann Peterson being elected vice mayor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Congratulations, Vice Mayor Peterson. And when do you assume the vice mayor's seat?
Now, move down.
Yep. Get out, Dana. Get out. No.
So much for your service, Counselor. Former vice mayor.
She's
Last
legal.
time on
Right.
camera down there, that's all right.
Well, now see Eric.
So next, while we're changing places, I have appointments to make for alderman committees. And for the Budget and Finance Committee, I'm appointing Alderman Pearl Bransford, Alderman Clyde Barnhill, Alderman Margaret Martin, and Alderman Dana McClendon. For Capital Investment Committee, I'm appointing Alderman Peterson, Alderman Blanton, Alderman Berger, and Alderman Skinner. These appointments will become effective December the 1st. So for those that are confused right now, the CIC committee will continue to serve as was announced on the CIC agenda, which meets on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Next is appointments to the Franklin Beer Board. And those appointments are Alderman Clyde Barnhill, Alderman Pearl Bransford, and Alderman Margaret Martin. And at the same time of making that appointment, we thank Alderman Berger for her long service on the beer board and her contribution. Next,
Long years.
next is consideration of nomination to the Historic Zoning Commission. Longstanding chairman of the Historic Zoning Commission and member Tim Kearns is asked to not be reappointed. Therefore, I have two appointments to make. The first would be Rusty Womack, who has requested reappointment, and then second would be appoint a new member, Jim Roberts. So I would entertain a motion to approve those two nominations.
So moved.
Second.
Appropriate motion second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Next is consideration of appointment to the Battlefield Preservation Commission for a representative from the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. And I would appoint Alderman Michael Skinner to continue that. Next month, I will hope to bring you other nominations to that commission. Then finally is consideration on 16, consideration of mayor's reappointment of L.K. Browning and Ken Scalf to the Sustainability Commission, and I would entertain a motion to approve their nomination.
Second.
Appropriate motion second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item number 17 is the consent agenda, and all items under the consent agenda are deemed to be non-controversial and routine in nature by the governing body. They will be approved as recommended by committee or staff by one motion of the governing body. Tonight, we're considering items number 25 to 37. Alderman Bransford.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to remove item 30 and 31 from the consent agenda for discussion.
Is that also a motion to approve the remainder?
Yes.
It's fine for it to continue on. So,
Remove 30 and 31 and approve the remainder.
yes. Is there a second?
Second.
Appropriate motion, second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item number 18, this is a public hearing. Consideration ordinance 2013-49 to be entitled an ordinance to rezone plus or minus 43.20 acres to the Height Overlay District for the property located at 9009 Carruthers Parkway. Does anyone want to speak to this body? Seeing none, I declare the public hearing closed. Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
Appropriate motion second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item number 19, this is a public hearing. Consideration ordinance 2013-37 to be entitled an ordinance to rezone plus or minus .29 acres from historic core residential R6 to residential variety RX for the property located at 411 Cummings Street. Does anyone want to speak to this body? Seeing none, I declare the public hearing closed. Is there a motion?
I move for approval.
Appropriate motion,
Second.
seconded by Alderman Skinner. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item number 20, this is a public hearing. Consideration resolution 2013-54 to be entitled a resolution approving a development plan for the cottages on Cummings Street PUD subdivision located at 411 Cummings Street for the city of Franklin, Tennessee. Does anyone want to speak to this body? Seeing none, I declare the public hearing closed and would entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Appropriate motion.
Second.
And second by Alderman Berger. Any discussion?
Yes, I have some discussion.
Alderman Martin.
The last, that's on the, on page 5, it talks about the elevations. Complete building elevations shall be submitted and fully evaluated for compliance with zoning ordinance standards at the site plan stage. I don't know how it happened, but there was an instance where the elevation was changed on Second Avenue with new development. and the height of the house was okay, but they raised it 18 inches, which made it too high, or at least according to the standards. And then when the sidewalk was built, it became a ramp. So whatever that says about the elevations, I just want to be sure that that's going to be watched, because that should not have happened. I don't know how it happened. Maybe you can.
This particular case, we will be looking to make sure that the existing grade is what is conforming to the built-up grade, and that the height is no higher than the existing grade. So we are very aware of that with the Second Avenue situation, and we'll be looking at that for Cummins and for any application going forward. Chris Bridgewater and I have been working on that issue.
Good, thank you, thank you.
Any other comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. New business, item number 21, consideration of engagement contract with Hall & Associates, City of Franklin contract number 2013-0185. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Appropriate motion second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously.
No.
I'm sorry.
A no. Me.
It passes 7-1. Excuse me for not seeing you. Item number 22, consideration of Resolution 2013-67, a resolution authorizing condemnation for the acquisition of property for sanitary sewer main for the West Basin.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we deny this request.
Appropriate motion?
Second.
Second. Discussion.
I'd like to make an amendment to that.
Yeah, how do,
I mean, I understand we just got through spending 15 or 20 minutes discussing that. And just to deny it doesn't necessarily solve the issue that we're going through. I'd like to amend the motion to deny, but to accept options 2 and 3, which is a temporary pump station, and the low-pressure sewer system that we looked at tonight on multiple drawings, and I think most of the committee and most of the aldermen in the workshop was in pretty much agreement with that. Certainly each person can individually speak to that, but I think just to deny the condemnation procedure and not have an option to go with that is not fully solving the problem that we've got here in the fact that we don't want to affect a certain property owner, so.
I'll be glad to second that.
Alderman Berger, second. Mr. Parker?
This particular resolution is for condemnation. I think if you want, I believe you need to just deny the resolution. This has nothing to do with how sewers will be built or anything like that. It's just a resolution authorizing condemnation for an easement. If you want to make some sort of amendment, I would think you would probably want to do it on 23, which is the agreement that we're working on with the developer himself. Although, I mean, I personally don't think you need to do this or amend anything, just deny them, and we're going to take care of this as we work through how we go forward with another agreement in the future of how we're going to provide this sewer. So I personally think that it would be better just to deny both of these, 22 and 23, and let us work on a different agreement instead of having changes to an agreement that's hard to keep track of, et cetera, and we'll have a new agreement coming before you at some future date for how we're going to do the sewer.
Would a separate motion be more appropriate to direct us to develop such an agreement?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm satisfied with that.
Okay.
But does that
Well,
address
the
the
amendment.
condemnation?
You need to address the
Resolution.
condemnation directly.
Right.
And I think
that was
what
my motion.
we're saying is deny the condemnation, or, deny the motion for the condemnation, and then a separate motion for us to go ahead and work with the developer on an alternative that uses a the pressure system, the pump
temporary-
station
And the
to,
low pressure main.
as an option. We need to
Right.
develop the specifics of that option.
But let's clarify, it is a pump
Temporary.
station enforcement, it is not a low-pressure
Yeah.
system.
right.
Let me say this. I really don't I don't want to be ugly about it, but I don't particularly care about necessarily the specific terminology. I want something worked out so that this project does not lose its momentum or whatever it has. And because we've sat here and discussed all of this, and we've accomplished something here, that we've satisfied the property owner, the adjacent property owner, we've satisfied the developer. Both of them are in agreement with this. And what we've got is we've got us sitting in the middle of it, saying that this doesn't work, or this doesn't work, or this doesn't work. I don't care how we work it out, but I want it worked out. And I want if they are agreeing to do a pump station and a low pressure sewer line or whatever it is, work it out, and I'll make the motion that does that, or I'll make it whichever way you're comfortable with, or whichever way Dave is comfortable with, but that needs to be done. There are issues here that are issues, and we need to address those. And just to put it on the agenda and say it's coming back in 2 or 3 weeks or a month or something or other doesn't necessarily get us where we want to go.
Right. I want to speak to the amendment.
Alderman Berger, you may speak to the amendment.
Yeah. If I need to, I'll withdraw my second if we need to do that.
I can do that.
Okay, I need to withdraw my second, and then, but before I do that, Clyde just said something about with what there would be, with what they would be comfortable with, and I also want us to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, and I don't think that I'm comfortable just letting it out there in space. And I think that we need to say something, and I do believe it should come under 23, not under 22. So when we get to 22 or 23, I think we need to say specifically, and I think that we need to talk to that. So I'd like to do that. I'll withdraw.
And I'll withdraw my amendment.
So we're back to the original motion, which was to deny, and seconded by Alderman Blanton. So any other discussion on the motion to deny? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Now, item number 23, consideration of agreement, City of Franklin Contract 2013-0144 with Mike Ford Custom Builders for the extension of sanitary sewer for the Blossom Park development. Is there a motion?
Well,
I
the
don't
amendment?
Do you want,
How do you do that?
I think you want to deny this as well, with a direction for us to develop a
Yeah.
new agreement that provides for a
Right.
pump station solution, essentially.
So
I'll
Clyde,
make
your
that
motion.
Because
make that motion?
this agreement won't get it done. We need to write a new agreement because of the way this is structured. But we hear what you're saying. That's what we suggested at the work session as well. Give us that direction to go work out the specifics on a pump station solution to this, providing service to this area.
So, Alderman Bransford, would you restate your motion and consider adding that?
I would love to, Mr. Mayor, I would move that we deny item 23 with the comments that was made by
Whatever you say.
city administrator.
I have to remember what I said.
Another solution.
Well, with the development of,
Okay.
right, ABC.
That includes a pump station.
A pump station option, developing that option in a new agreement.
Did
And
you
who
get
was
that,
it
Mr.
seconded there?
Yes.
No one yet. I will.
Appropriate motion
Okay,
second.
now we
Now
can
discussion.
I
Okay.
had some.
Alderman Martin.
All right, if I'm not mistaken, it was number 3. Was it number 3 that said the C, A, B, and C, that was going through Cornerstone?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that the one that?
Yes,
going
ma'am.
through
There was, the A was the gravity flow.
Yeah.
B was the one working with Ms. Chapman on the back of her property.
Yes.
And her and I've talked, and I think she would speak for herself whether she's agreeable to that, which I think she
All right.
would be. And then
Okay.
C was to go through Cornerstone property.
Now, I would like to say, if that is done, that the people who are affected in Cornerstone, now, I know you said somebody said.
HOA.
The HOA said it was all right,
Yes, ma'am.
but, we've got some people from Cornerstone here tonight, and I just want them to be sure that that they know that there's a possibility that it's gonna go right by their house.
We actually, both B and C, I think, and Ms. Chapman, are you agreeable to B if we go to the
I'm
back of
sorry,
your property?
I don't believe that discussion's
Sorry.
appropriate. I think what we have is a motion on the floor to discuss that, and,
We do have approval for both B and C. In fact, we have a contract for
but
C
I
as
think the
well.
motion, you're out of order. You can sit down. I think the motion is that staff is going to work out an acceptable plan. And we don't know whether it's labeled B or C or what it looks like, and that's for staff to do and bring back to us. So.
And that is my motion.
And it's been seconded, so Alderman Berger.
Okay, so let me just be clear about this. So we're going ahead with the approval of B or C with pump station option. Do you direct the staff to work with Mr. Parker, Shauna, and the applicant for the final design? And the other thing I just want to comment on, I just really don't want to see the maintenance come back. I don't want to see the maintenance go to the HOA or the developer. I think the maintenance belongs with the city. I just don't want us to get into that. There's too many problems out there with other issues, and the city is much better suited to maintain it, and I believe we should maintain it. I don't think we need to give that authority up.
And that should come back to us when they bring.
I just want to make that statement and make it clear, because I don't want us to get into delegating those kinds of responsibilities. I think it belongs strictly with the city.
Mayor.
Alderman Skinner and then Alderman Barnhill.
I just want to remind Alderman Berger that actually it won't be the city, it will be the ratepayers that will have to absorb this cost that are participants in that water and sewer program.
Alderman Barnhill.
I totally agree with Alderman Berger, and even though as Mike has pointed out, it's the ratepayer, we also maintain other pump stations, and we have the skill and the expertise to do that. We're the ones that should be doing that, so absolutely agree with that.
Any other comments?
Would point out, we did go ahead and rezone the property from estate residential to high residential. That was on the consent agenda. So the rezoning is there. All we need to do is work out where the sewage is, where the wastewater is going, and we'll be on track for this.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Alderman Skinner opposes. Motion passes 7-1. Item number 30, consideration of City of Franklin Contract 2013-0137 with Energy Source Partners for a second solar installation at the wastewater treatment plant located at 135 Claude Yates Drive.
You
Skip number 24.
You skipped 24, and I'm out.
Okay, that's why I skipped it, I guess.
You wanted to give her time.
We'll go back to 24.
Accusing herself.
Consideration of professional services agreement with Smith Seckman Reed for the Watson Branch Basin Study for an amount not to exceed $7,000. Is there a motion?
So move.
Appropriate
Second.
motion, second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes 7 with 1 abstention. And now we'll go to item 30, which I just read a moment ago.
Mr. Mayor, I would move that we approve this with some pending follow-up from our legal department, city administrator, and the engineer. I think there's some additional.
Just the two.
Just the two, administrator
And the attorney.
and attorney, okay. Move for approval with pending additional follow-up.
Appropriate motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item number 31, consideration City of Franklin Contract 2013-0050 with the Tennessee Valley Authority for the sale of electricity from a second larger solar installation 1 megawatt project at the wastewater treatment plant located at 135 Claude Yates Drive.
Mr. Mayor, same here. I want to move for approval with pending additional follow-up from from our legal and our city administrator.
Is there a second?
Second.
Appropriate motion second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. I need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any matters to be considered by the board from executive session?
No.
Seeing none, is there a motion to dismiss?
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.